ready to get underway. Our next exhibitor is at the gate.
They're trying to prove that they belong here.
They really have their eyes set on that podium, but this pair just hasn't been consistent.
Championship titles are elusive.
This is a difficult field.
It all comes down to this. Here we go.
When years of work come to seconds of action, give yourself every edge. Get rebound technology for faster muscle recovery with ProForce from Nutrena.
If you're looking for a smarter way to ship, look to Unishippers. We've been helping small to medium-sized businesses cut their shipping costs for more than 30 years. You'll get significant savings with UPS and more than 65 LTL freight carriers by leveraging the group buying power of our 90,000 plus customers. Unishippers is a one-stop shop for reliable shipping, significant savings, exceptional personal service, and easy online logistics management. Let Unishippers deliver for you. Call Mark and his team today.
Here at Rod Patrick, we take the fit process very, very seriously because we know the importance in your performance on how you're fit. So come in, let's give you the opportunity, tell me what you're experiencing, tell me what your challenges are, and I know together we're gonna find the right answer and you're gonna be happier than you've ever been with your boots. Come see me, and thank you.
And now, the starting lineups for the Keepin' It Real show. From Oak Point, Texas, the Kamikaze Cowboy, the Tokyo Tex, the Sukiyaki Jockey, the MOT, the Man of Trail, Tim Kamara. And from the home of the San Antonio Spurs, the captain of the team, the man with the dream, the man behind the wheel at Keeping It Real, Brad Jewett.
Good evening.
Hi, Bradford.
Or should I call you Eskimo Joe tonight? Should we do a new intro and call you Eskimo Joe?
It's the Tokyo Tex, the Eskimo Joe, the Kamikaze Cowboy, the Sukiyaki Jockey Demo T, the man himself, Tim Kimura. Eskimo Joe.
Wow, yeah. I mean, I like the Santa Claus Eskimo Joe feel. That's awesome, man. It is Christmas time. I have my Clark Griswold shirt on, actually. I'm a huge Christmas fan. You can see my lights behind me still. I don't know. I like your stocking, Tim. Nice. It's empty.
Looking at man. It's a little chilly over here. It's a little chilly over here.
It's a little chilly down here in San Antonio too. I'm not gonna lie. It's gonna be in the 20s here tomorrow morning.
Wow. And then my friend Coney Cam is coming to Vollmerville tomorrow. Him and Kylie.
Mr. NFR himself.
Yeah. So I'm gonna just do this real quick. Out the MOT bit. For you Christmas people, here it is, baby.
Zoom in there, Kona.
Ooh, baby, yeah. Look at that. Sweetness. The perfect stocking stuffer, baby.
That is absolutely right. And we thank them for their sponsorship. C. Letchworth Bits and Spurs. They have been one of our sponsors from the very beginning, along with Kimes Ranch, have been there from the beginning. And look at all that we've gotten to add throughout the months. Hey, we're not far from our year anniversary. You know that?
I know. But wait, listen, do you know we have a new sponsor?
We do. We do have a new sponsor.
There you go, Dixie National.
Can you see that? Can you read it?
Love that. The Dixie Nationals. I've been there for 15 years, I think. So. Dixie
National Quarter Horse Show, everybody. If you haven't been there, go there.
One of those fun shows,
Historical.
Forever, right? It is. And that's what's nice about it. Super good people over there. A lot of heritage over there. A lot of good kids are there. They have a couple programs there that they bring some kids for volunteers, and every year I get meeting some new ones and stuff, and they're all, they do whatever I tell them to. Good soldiers, right? If I tell them to be out there at midnight, pick up the poles, be back at 5, pick up the poles and they're there, and not so happy, but they're there. But I've always had great help at Dixie Nationals. They have a great freestyle contest, and the Keep It Real show is going to Dixie National, I think.
Yeah, well, at least 2/3 of us are going there anyway.
Oh yeah. We'll bring your poster.
Yeah, one way or another. I mean, Keeping It Real is a part of it. We thank you, Dixie National Quarter Horse Show, for sponsoring.
Yeah, I love that.
And it's something that, we obviously will be propping their horse show coming up. That's part of it for anybody else out there that is interested in using the Keeping It Real show to help get the word out. Here we go.
So one more, because I saw my friend Lou Roper's on tonight, right?
Yeah.
Lou Roper, I texted him tonight, and I sold him one of these bits when I was at the Arab Nationals, and I told him how much he would love it, and he was texting me how much he liked it. So Lou, thanks for timing in. Appreciate that.
Sweet.
Previous guest on the Keeping It Real show. There you go.
So
can you hear me?
Yeah, if I keep dipping my hat down, you know why? Because we have
Dixie National.
Thank you for the swag, by the way, Dixie National. Appreciate it. Hey, let's talk a little bit before we get rolling on the show tonight, Tim. Let's talk a little bit about the Horse Show Network.
Yep.
So the Horse Show Network, as you can see, that it's right between Tim and I. See our little logo up here. It is about to blow up, ladies and gentlemen. The Horse Show Network, which we have a commercial that goes on at the beginning of our show and sometimes at the end of a show, sometimes in the middle of our horse show. It is all things horse show related, right? And Keeping It Real is a huge part of that Horse Show Network. We also have Tara's Maintain videos that are on there as well. Anyway, I want to just start kind of touching the surface a little bit. There's that word touch, Tim.
Yeah, I have one for that. Go ahead.
Touching the surface a little bit about the app that we are creating for this. It is going to make watching the Keeping It Real show and keeping up tabs on what's going on with Keeping It Real. We're going to have our very own app that you'll be able to download at the Google Play Store or the App Store if you're an Apple person. So it is going to be very user-friendly, very simple. There'll be a way for you to be able to log on and be able to purchase, subscribe to the Keeping It Real show or to Tara's Maintain or to the equine videos that are put out there by Tim and I and by other various different horse trainers as well. And then just fun parts, right? Just like we had on Patreon. But, hi, Debbie Brim. And this is for you too, Debbie, because you've been a big help on helping us to say, what do we got to do to be able to take all of this nonsense where people are trying to log on and do the right thing and not get confused. So we have taken, thanks to our sponsors, been able to take the sponsorship monies and be able to invest it in an app that, again, when you're at the horse show, it is going to be something that you're going to be using a lot. So Tim, go ahead. You had something you wanted to add?
No, for sure. I'm excited about the app. You know, it's a next step for the Keeping It Real show for sure. You know, yeah. I mean, I'm really excited about that. I want to make a good service for everyone, so it's easy to find our old shows and just to be helpful for sure.
Wow, good. Really good point there about finding our old shows. You know, we're going to go through there and be able to log everything. And my goal is, and again, we're still in the beginning phases of it, although we are meeting with the app developer this week. But we want to be able to, for you to, if you want to search Leonard Berryhill's, you see if Leonard Berryhill's ever been on the show, I'm hoping that you can type in Leonard Berryhill and find his show, or Gil Gallion, or Robin Frid, or Andrea Fapani, or any of those guys that have been on here. We want you to be able to easily be able to find those shows.
For sure. I think. I was going to say thanks, Liz, for loving the MOT bit. I read that. Sorry about that. Little sidebar there. I haven't got to advertise a bit for a long time, and Gino gave me 4 of them to bring home to sell and stuff like that. But what a nice bit this is, and I mean, just all our sponsors. We go back in history, and I mean, we started end of March, right? And it's December. We're almost 10, 12 months into it, and long past the 100 show, right? We never even got to do a 100 show. Missed and so on. And then today, how about today? We can talk about today. Like in a couple weeks, we're going to put the World Cup, Youth World Cup.
Yeah, let's talk about that. That's awesome.
Back-to-back nights, Wednesday and Thursday. You have the date on that? Was it 16, 17? But for 2 nights, we're going to do all the results for the Youth Virtual World Cup. All those kids have put so much time into it. I've got to take a peek at some of the scrapbooks and some of the lip sync contests, plus the riding and stuff like that.
Yes.
I mean, super interesting for me. I mean, after we got off the meeting today, I went and started looking at some of them. And it's so fun because there's some of the countries I visited and stuff like that. Switzerland, Italy, Germany.
Yeah.
There was one from Japan. There's a Japan one that I watched a few times and stuff like that. Just awesome. Super cool. I mean, those kids did a lot of effort for those contests, and they're just like kids over here. They love the horses. You can tell they were having fun. They were having fun. So super props to everyone who's involved with that. Dawn, Michelle.
Yes, absolutely. So we're moving that to the week of the 14th. So the 14th is going to be kind of AQHA is World Cup's major sponsor, right? And so we're kind of moved that week of the 14th to really build. We're going to have a bunch of staff and committee members and some exhibitors and judges as well on the show on the 14th. Mr. Gene Spagnola is going to help us out rounding all those up, but it's going to lead into that 16th and 17th being our World Cup shows, which we're going to be able to have a lot of time to be able to really market that show, produce that show very well. Because these kids, and not just the kids, but I see Dawn Forrest on here tonight, and you've already mentioned her once, but Michelle, there's so many people that have put a lot into this year's World Cup to make it happen. And so we really want to do our part to really make it feel special and to be able to crown the gold, silver, and bronze medals in those classes and make everybody across the world just feel special.
And it's a good time of year doing it. I mean, right after World Show and everything like that. And like I said, I mean, we submitted everything. They're judging it. I think there's a couple left to judge still. But just to see the results of their work out on some platform, which is us right now,
Yep.
we're the game in town. But to put, I want to do a great job with that. I want to show the top 3 winners of every
Exactly.
class. I want to give those kids props and the people, their coaches that helped them. That's all they want, and they got to watch it forever, and there'll be a landmark on the Keeping It Real show.
Exactly.
It's going to take us 2 nights. It's going to take us 2 nights to do it all.
Yeah, but I mean, that's just it, because we don't want to speed through everything anyway, right? So, because we want to give everybody their props, everybody their time to be able to have their moment in the spotlight, because COVID has done a number on a bunch of us. Tonight, we're going to be bringing spotlight to our senior trail, our top 5 runs here in a little bit. So we'll be kind of talking those through, and we were trying to get everybody that was in the top 5 on tonight, but just as so happens is everybody, when they get done with the World Show, it's kind of let down time. And as Tim and I are a little under the weather as well, as you can see, Tim's bundled up like an Eskimo, and I'm in the warmth of my own home, not feeling very good either. But doing good. We're not looking for sympathy, anybody. We're doing good. But
I thought a lot of people were sick. Okay, there's maybe 1 or 2 that had COVID and stuff like that, but everyone was just like wore out.
Right.
I think just to get home and just kind of stay still for a while after we've been rapid firing for 3 weeks, I think that was weird. I mean, I think I had that dust in my lungs a little bit from all those arenas I was in too, right? You can only have so much of that super barn dust in your lungs and stuff like that. So I just took a lot of vitamin C, and I've been resting, and I got better faster. Tina's a little sick, but she was tested the other day and she was negative.
That's
so
great.
I mean, we're doing good here at Vomerville. So I'm excited about all that. So
that's great.
but
That's great.
still stay safe for everybody.
Yeah, mine's just kind of a head cold, I think, is all I feel. Just and the more I talk tonight, the more I kind of feel it a little bit. But Tim kind of froze up on us. Are you there, buddy? We get a good shot of your hat, though. Look at that. That's really nice, man. Thank you, Laura. Yes, thank you again, Dixie Nationals. Appreciate your support, and I look forward to being able to be a part of that horse show. So I think Tim's probably going to log out, come back in, and so I want to talk a little bit about what we're going to be doing tonight. We've got the top 5 runs from the AQHA World Show that we're going to talk through, and I know some of you may have already watched it through the broadcast, and we were trying to get the recorded broadcast that had Tim and Troy, because they did a great job on the commentaries. How much everybody give kudos to AQHA for those commentaries that they did, because they were absolutely awesome. I know I got to do the Western Riding one day, and it was just really it kind of really adds another level of excitement when you have somebody up there that kind of knows what they're doing and talking about. Well, they get to really just kind of let you know, maybe you've never shown the trail or done the trail. So that's a little bit about what Tim and I are going to try to do tonight as well. And so while we're waiting for Tim to log back in here, I'm going to have Kona, when he can, because I know he's trying to get Tim back in here too, but we're going to have Kona run that video that they have with the drone. It's an awesome video. If you haven't seen it, I know many of you may have seen it, but we're going to let him run that, and then we're going to hopefully have Tim back on here, and then we'll get to rocking and rolling on our top 5 runs in the senior trail. So Kona, do you have that video ready to roll? And what a great job, Kona, you did. I can't give you enough props. I know this show would be impossible without you, so we thank you. We know you're busy, and I know AQHA kept you hopping. So again, kudos to you, man, on your talents and abilities, and you've touched there. I said it again, Tim.
I know it. I don't. I've given you the clap on that, so
you have
glad you said it.
You're rubbing off on me, man. No pun intended. Kona's just fabulous job, Kona. Fabulous job. So, Tim, I've kind of prefaced it while we were getting you back in there that we're going to be running through the top 5.
Sure.
Do you want to run how the top 5 place?
So, how about putting the map up there real quick, and then let me say a few things before we start here.
There we go.
So here's pattern and props. Here's props to our friend Troy Compton, because him and I were the ones that we get to do the commentating that afternoon and stuff like that. And it was sure fun to commentate with Troy. He's quite the knowledgeable person, and anytime you just got to hang out with him, he's always fun to hang out with. So just want to give my friend Troy some props there. But so here's the course, okay? I mean, it's probably the biggest course I set all week, okay? It definitely has a different feel than the courses I'd sent for the finals for the junior amateur and select.
Yeah.
But yeah, it had some other things I was looking for the senior finals. Okay. Number one is that nine trot overs, three singles, 12 feet, 3 singles, 12 feet, 3 singles. And the kicker of that one, and you'll notice, is where I put the start marker. Okay. I loved it because I was thinking on my feet. If you come head on to those first trot overs, super easy to get your footwork getting ready for that. But I made them face the judges and make a left turn and then square off to those poles. So you kind of had to get, after the turn, your footwork had to be kind of ready to go right before those poles. It came up kind of fast. So that was a trick that I probably put into it that you won't see on the diagram. Okay. So there was that first little move right there. Then I bounced them off the fence, and they picked with that right lead lope to the double cell lope overs, which is, I think, 6 poles, okay? 6 poles, 12 foot apart. So in a weird way, I'm trying to stretch them out a little bit. I'm trying to watch those horses stretch out, do those 2-stride lope overs. Then they're going to break down to a jog. And when they get even with the rock, they have to start putting an extended trot, okay? So then they move up that trot with forward motion, a faster trot, 2 poles, turn, 2 poles. Then there's a little funny little turn before you come up to the next set of trot overs, which I liked that move more than I thought it would, okay? I saw horses lengthening out. They had to be a little crafty, and then that last turn had more bite on it. It wasn't just a soft left turn. There was like a wiggly, kind of had to get some shape to that last turn to get yourself lined up for the next set of trot, which I even love even more, okay? Because today I watched Colton do it a second time or on film, and so the trot overs are set at 9 feet, okay? 18 foot on the turns. So it's 3 strides or 3 steps, then 6 steps around the quadrant, 3 steps, 6 steps around the quadrant. What that means in trail math is that you have to change feet, okay? The first pole you can lead with 1 foot. The second pole you have to switch feet. Then 6 steps later, your feet have to change again. So you can't always lead with that dominant foot, which in a spoke that's 6 foot by 18, it's easy to do. So I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of weird bite if you don't have good footwork at your trots that I see in that obstacle. And the more I watch it, the better I loved it. So props to me on that one, because it was built to do that, and it worked out great. And then the money turn here, okay, is this right lead counter canter, right? I was just looking for another right lead because I only had that big long lope at the beginning for the right lead, but I wanted this counter canter, and I used it once a long time ago, right? And it was just due. I was just due, and that's the corner that's hard for the judges to see. So if I get off that fence a little bit on that corner, it gives me a little room to play with the rest of the pattern. Because if I put that obstacle too close to the wall, those judges, the 1 and 2 judge, can't see around the camera. And
well, I thought you were a little nice to the exhibitors there too, because that's a pretty easy, like
bending.
Coming off of those trots, you're turning right, going to your right lead.
Right.
I kind of expected a little bit more of, if you'd have been straighter and those horses would have seen that arc to the left versus turning right and loping right. I thought that was actually very gentlemanly of you to not, because a lot of these senior horses, they see an obstacle and they already know what's coming.
Sure.
This was a little bit blind to them, but they were turning right, so that right lead is kind of not too tricky.
As horse trainers, I know you all practice that a lot. Not just that obstacle, but in spokes and stuff like that. Yeah. A lot of counter cantering all the time on some poles, just so you don't drop that shoulder. And so, I thought it was a very fair obstacle to call for and let you show it to me. Okay. I think it was, show me you can do this, show me you can do it nicely, and then come up with that lead change. Okay.
Yeah.
And Troy and I both were talking about the flying lead change or the simple lead change, and what does what to you. If you have a great flying change, does it push you toward that next set of lope overs, or is that simple change give you a little time to get your organization better for that next spoke? Colton, simple changes. Okay, I love it. It was a good enough simple change, and he stayed out of trouble, and he got through the rest of the wood on that obstacle, which is the left lead lope. We'll show the map again. The left lead spoke with the 3 strides in the gap, and then the second set lopes is a 4-stride lope. So the Wheel of Death one is 3 and 3, 3, and then the T-bar is 4, 4, 4, 4, and break to the jog. So this is where stuff starts happening now, right? So that serpentine, right? I think most of those horses are pretty good about getting that first foot, right foot, left foot on that 2 bars right there. But when you make the fish hook, you got to be on, okay? You need to be on, and most everyone got it, but I'm just saying there's a little catch that you got to have good footwork there. I was finding that from pole 4 to 5, that longer angle was the harder pole to figure out, because I think they were going on 5, 5, 5, and then something happens in there. Whether you do a 3, a 5, or a 7, it kind of changes the complexion of that a little bit on that last turn of that.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? You're real fiving, and then all of a sudden, is this a 7 or is this a 5 or a 3? Because that pole sometimes gets up to you, probably a 3, because it probably comes at you a little faster because of the angle.
Well, and it really depends on when you're making that loop after your first 2 serpentine poles. If you make a big loop and where you come in high on that first pole and then go 5 and then come in high on that next pole, well, then you're probably sitting at 7.
Right.
And whereas if you come in the middle, you're 5, 5, or you get down low, you're 5, 5, 3, right?
So I see a lot of horses do 4. I saw a lot of them switch legs on that pole.
Well, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that's where Bruce just had a little boo-boo there.
Right.
Which we'll see here in a little bit.
It could throw your rhythm off for sure, right?
Yeah.
So that's the first danger point of this pattern. Not first, but one of them, okay?
Yeah.
And then if you're thinking too much about that dumb serpentine, here comes that jog stop pole, right? Yeah. So then they figure the jog, and this time the pole's a little elevated, so it's a decent jog stop. And then I feel psychological. I don't know. This, you have to change your energy, right? I've got your heartbeat going pretty good,
Yeah.
And you want to slow your actions down to make the side pass look smooth. And something happened when because the poles are only 6 foot, there's something happens in there. I don't know if it was a rock, if it was that flower box that their head had to kind of cruise over, but a lot of the trouble happened on the second turn, that side pass. Okay. Yeah. And whether it be the flower box, because I was looking from the tail end. Okay. Like when they were doing it to me and Troy, we saw it from one angle. And then when you see it on the video, you see a better angle of it.
Right.
What happens. And then the side pass, inches makes the difference.
Yeah.
Between successful and failure, because I just saw a lot of people making a move and almost reacting too fast, and then they would make a quick move, and that's when they would hit it. I mean, every show like this, I mean, we go back to the January of this year and talking about that dumb side pass, right? I mean,
yeah.
And learn to do the side pass, practice side pass. People after this world show, kids from Holland or wherever, you know, the Europeans are practicing the side pass. Everyone knows to practice the side pass, right? And that's a good thing. That's a good thing. It was a deal breaker, but it didn't have to be. Then after that, the little back was kind of cute. Kind of got out of there, just looking stable, because that bit back through was super big. Okay. Yeah. It's not like I want to trap you in there. I figure once you've done the side pass, you deserve a little room to breathe. Okay. So I gave you that little room to breathe. I gave you a little room to back far enough so you can jog out. Okay. Then that X, and then the break to the walk, which I loved because that was probably tough too, doing that jog to walk. Okay. And then walking, turning in the box, and then the long line of walkovers going home. And the box was only 6 foot. So, you know, a lot of times that box is 7 foot, and it's really easy to get a half step to get out. But sometimes you have to manufacture that half step because you really need that for those double stride walkovers to make it through. And the walkovers that where my angle and Troy's angle were from is from the rear going away. So it's hard for us to call it when we were seeing it, because I kept seeing a lot of horses drift to one way because they were looking for some more space. But A+ on the pattern. I like this pattern. It did its job. It's very showy. I'm glad it placed out the way it did. You know, I had no one in the fire here. I want everyone to try to do well. But at the same time, I want to try to do my thing too, I guess.
Let's queue up some videos, Tim. Okay. Hey, and while Kona's queuing that up, Laura, thank you. Want to say our new sponsor, Dixie Nationals. If you did not see that, they're taking entries tomorrow for the Dixie National Quarter Horse Show. So thanks for putting that up here. What we're going to start with our 5th place horse, which is Mr. Chad Evans. And who's your baby?
And Chad Evans would be the junior trail horse champion, right?
Yep. He had a great 2020 World Show, 2 world championships.
Yes, sure. You know, I'll prop Chad. You know, we always like watching Chad show. He's a very good showman. He does his thing. He stays pretty calm. You know, he knows better than go fast in the back through the side pass. That's not his friend, that obstacle. But, you know, he's really improved. I'm a little timeout for my ring crew.
Yeah, he's just making sure.
Checking that side pass out.
Yeah, you got it right.
Check my side pass. Yeah, that's just like, I like that. That was a good one. Okay, here we go, Chad.
Kelly McDowell. He said he doesn't like watching Chad show.
Okay.
That's not good for our ratings, Kelly. All right, are we ready to roll?
I like this little left turn to the trots. Need some fly spray.
One, two, three, one. So 4 steps between. So are you swapping legs here, Tim?
Nope, it's same leg, but all 3 times. I like that he wasn't shaking bacon so much. Like sometimes on those trots, he likes to swing a little bit. Like this. I'm always looking for the landing in front of the pole if they're behind or not. That's what always tells me what's going on.
Yeah. So now
are they saying
right? Once they get to that rock, they're extending. Nice job, Chad.
Yes.
Horse is steering great. I think his hand in the middle.
For sure.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Now he's swinging a little bit.
Still extending.
Okay, I'll tell you, this trot to this little turn right here is a trick. it's harder than it looks because you've been round and now you got to be oval.
Well, yeah, then you got to turn to make sure you're not horsing and looking at those yellow poles.
Yeah, right.
I
it's
mean,
like
there's just
that
a lot of steering. Now we're slowing back down.
Now you get these 3-side trots. Like the first one's jacked up too. You gotta love, oh, they're all jacked up. Nice guy. Way to go, trail man. But these guys that train these trail horses now, they own me a little bit. They do a fantastic job training these horses. That right lead?
Really nice being able to get to that right lead. 1, 2, 1, 2. What do we do? A flying or simple here? Flying.
Yeah. Looks good.
Two, 3. So these were all 3s, and then we go to 4s,
Yes.
huh?
Yes, correct. And then there's 18 feet in here. So there's 3 strides in there, then a 4 to a 4.
Nice. Nice.
then
Then
the
we
wicked
come to the
trot.
serpentines here. 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. Okay, got through there. 5.
Like you gotta be super accurate
Taking a
right here on
wide
this.
approach here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's your 4, Tim.
Yeah. And from here, that side pass looks easy, but super hard. I love it. I got those blocks sticking out.
I was going to say, you got the blocks sticking out here too. So that adds an extra, what, 3 inches on either side of that pole?
Well, they're the 8-inch blocks, so it probably adds 2 inches on each side.
2, okay.
Just a little action right there, right? It's this turn that they were having trouble with, where that plant, that flower box, and that rock.
Yeah, look at the rocks and the flowers right there. I mean, that horse doesn't want to get its nose up there.
Come on, man, get up there.
Yeah. Side pass all the way off.
And slow your steps down, right? Make them match.
1, 2,
I like the slow motion because you can really tell if they're matching or not.
2, 1. Now, I like his cadence through here a lot.
Yeah, for sure.
And then a breath.
And then a big trot. I like it because you got to jam out there a little bit for these 2 poles, and then you got to break that walk.
Two.
Can you explain that, right?
2, 1, 2. So easy to get that second foot up under that pole.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Good job.
Like, back to me drawing patterns and making a test, right? I mean, this is a course that has multiple types of tests. And that's why I really like this course. I mean, I like my junior course probably better, but this course for these level of horses, I think because these level horses are so good, it's quite challenging me for to draw. I've got to put something out there to make it happen, but I don't know. It's its job. I like my patterns.
For sure. I mean, there's not a whole lot of spot take a breath unless you got a horse that's just put your hand down and you can go show that horse very simple. If your horse wasn't broke here and you didn't trust it, that would have been a very miserable course to show.
Yeah. Well, every station should have a question, right? There should be a question of what you have to do to make it work. And I think that's how I did both my finals courses. That it's going to be a teacher again, giving them a test that's worthy of breaking these 20 horses up or these 15 horses up with the juniors. And harder than it looks to do. It's hard to do my job. I don't need the props to tell me I do a good job. I'm just saying every year 2020 was just as hard as 1995 when I first started,
Sure.
25 years of it. Wow.
All right, so let's move on to our fourth place horse, which is Mr. Bruce Vickery and Rooster.
Keeping it real, guests. Rooster. Rooster had. I was so excited for Rooster for how many classes he showed in over there, and he's coming to the finals on the last day and still giving it his all.
All around amateur winner.
Yes.
And yes, Kelly, we don't mind those comments here. It's not our AQHA's live, so yeah, you can harass your friends if you want to. We don't mind here.
You don't care.
1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 1 2 1. I just love to count and just see how, like, we always talk about your music, right?
Right.
And so when you're watching these, you're just watching that metronome in your, or got that metronome in your head, you know, and you see that horse. Look at his hand go down. Oh, this horse profile is so pretty. It's just soft through his head and neck.
And again, what a good job Lauren does. And I'll prop Lauren for sure, because this horse stays at home in California. This horse is not in training with Bruce, right?
Yeah.
She does the riding at home by herself. And I'm so proud of those guys for being able to pull it off.
Well, and I thought Bruce really, truly pushed the extended trot very well here. Like, I remember watching these online. I'm like, wow, he's going for it. You know, like, he really showed the extended trot, really showed the jog. So I like to see that on a course. If I'm judging and you have an extended trot, I want to see you challenge it.
You know, one thing for sure, you know, Bruce didn't have a horse in the junior finals, so I know he was a little hungry to get in this class today.
Yeah. Simply change.
And me and Troy both said that. I think that's simple. If for some reason it might give you a half a second to get organized.
Sure.
And if you're plussing the other obstacles, you might give away a half point somewhere as long as you don't hit the wood here.
Well, you've already gone fast and slowed down and gone fast, so you can use that simple lead change to rate that horse a little bit. So I'm loving this at this point. We have 5. We like this, and then here we come. I think this is where he has his little bit of hiccup. 1 2 4 5 6, and there we just got a little bit. I don't know if I'd call that a 1 point or not. As far as a break of gate, would you call that, Tim?
Well, it's kind of moving funny on my screen, but you know, the cadence didn't say the same on that, so it's hard to plus that maneuver a little bit, right?
Right, yeah, because he kind of, when he got off on his feet on that one corner, that serpentine, it just kind of changed rhythm just a little bit.
Can you stop for a second?
But how good was that side pass?
Okay, so here's my visualization of this. Okay,
holy smokes!
To me, it's like a hot wire. Okay, if you can cross that hot wire in cadence and not fear that you're going to hit it, you own it. I mean, you just feel like he's on it, and he knows where his feet are at, and he's just going to neck rein that horse over. This be like Cynthia right there, just twisting that horse around and finishing that thing off. You gotta love. And last one, he knocked the side pass over last year. He told me when we were walking the course, I said, "You're not gonna hit the side pass, please." Okay, like he was having an excellent go, and then he knocks it out of the block last year. I said, "Please don't hit the side pass." Yeah.
He did his homework there, man. I mean, that was pretty.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely a good profile again, right?
Yeah.
That's one thing about Rooster. He profiles really good, like you said.
Yeah.
He's easy to watch.
I mean, and again, that back up. I mean, we're seeing top-notch horses and riders here, right? I mean, you're splitting hairs. You're watching Chad's. These are the top 5 runs, right? So there's runs in between them. So we're able to see just the little differences. And, you know, that serpentine may have been the difference between him walking out with the gold trophy and being 4th place, you know? Because he's getting every bit of this other slow work. I mean, foot control.
I'll tell you something. He's not leaning forward as much as he does on some of his poles.
Yep.
Can you back that up, Kona? Come out of the box again. When I've seen like on the gate pole and stuff like that, like he likes to perch a lot. Oh, we lost it. Yeah, he likes to perch a lot, and so these poles are tall, so he kind of cocks back a little bit when he gets ahead a little bit to slow his footwork down. Like he's not pressing and leaning hard over; he's leaning side to side. Just saying.
Yeah.
Great job, Bruce. Great job, Rooster.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lauren, you have a great horse there. Pet Rooster for us tonight. Give him a treat.
For sure.
Tell him it's on to keep the real show again.
I'll
And
bet
don't
he
forget,
is,
Rooster has.
he is probably really happy to see his cows.
Yeah, he's
You
gonna.
know, he's like, oh, can I just go home and watch the cows now? I had a tough 2 weeks in Oklahoma City.
I think I'll just go write me another book out here with the cows. Okay.
And if you
Great job.
guys don't know what I'm talking about, you'll have to go back and watch our episode with Lauren. It was awesome. Talks about Rooster and his past. So that's just kind of cool. Every time we saw her and Rooster step in the pen, that we got to have her on the show and got to talk about his books, all that. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Perfect. Step muffins forever.
That's right.
Wow. Okay. So who's third? Blake.
Third place, we had Blake Weiss. And
How about this one? Can I tell you something?
What's the horse?
Before you start, Blake. So this is the first horse of 3 horses Blake rode that day. Bruce had 2, Bear had 2, Chad had 2,
Pause.
Brados had
Pause.
2.
Pause. Kona.
Pause it, Kona.
Kona, pause.
Oh, wait, we can watch Blake do it again. Back it up. Once again, let me just tell you a stat that I had the day we did the show.
Hey,
Blake has 3 horses.
We like
Blake
stats.
had
Makes us
3
feel
horses
like
in the
ESPN.
finals. Blake had 3 horses. Bruce Vickery had 2. Bear had 2. Chad had 2. Brados had 2. Okay, so there's 5 riders out of the 20 that had more than 1 horse. Just saying. Okay.
And this was the first one he showed.
He was second to go on this horse.
Yes.
Okay. Here we go, Blake.
One, two, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Nice, just cadence.
Horse, another good profile horse. Those trots. Just when you think, okay, that's the last ball. Okay, that's the last ball. Oh, okay, wait, there's still another ball. There's such an art to having a horse that pays attention to the rider, yet knows where its feet are and knows where they need to put their feet, with poles down on the ground, right?
Yeah. And then, I mean, that's what I talk about a lot of times about these guys have so much command on their horses that, I mean, it's very challenging me for it. I guess I don't want to trick them.
Little chip there. And again, this is being nitpicky, but you saw a little chip coming off of that last loop. Like you're talking about half a point difference here and there, right? No big deal. You're not going negative at all. There's no minus going on here. It's just how big of a plus do you want to give these horses and riders?
I guarantee you there's enough degree of difficulty on all these obstacles to do 1.5 if you want to.
Yeah, for sure.
There's no room to breathe out here.
Simple change. 1, 2, 3. Wheel of Death. You pop this out at Show for Dough.
I use this obstacle all the time. I do so many things with this obstacle. It's one of my pet obstacles. I just change it, whether it be the 2 on top to 1 on the sides. Very interesting.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Excuse me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, see, he got 5, 5, 5, 5 through there. And again, I think we have one of the judges watching, and I think I saw Dan Train on here. But from my point of view, it's just something that we really like to pick apart, not pick apart in a bad way, but when you're trying to separate, what's this, if you look at the judges' scores, there's a half a point that separates these horses, and when you have to dive into that 1.5 mark. You can't just stay at +half, +1, +half, +1. You've got to use more. So maybe just, what do you think of that right there, Tim?
Sorry, I was looking down for a sec.
Go rewind that just a little bit, Kona.
I always talk about the ownership of the obstacle, right?
Keep going. A little bit more. There.
It's all about that corner, right?
Yep. So again, we're just trying to split some hairs here. Like, who's going to win this thing? So he's backing up, really nice. Comes corner. You think he's going to keep backing that horse? Just makes an extra step, and you feel him almost commit a little bit too much horizontally or towards the camera there, right? And Blake did a masterful job of just blowing it off, saying, "Hey, you know what? We still got to keep backing," and that horse did it. But again, could that be a half a point? Per judge, or maybe some judges, it didn't bother. I don't know. I'd give you my viewpoint because I'm the one behind the microphone, but nice transition to the walk there. I'm assuming you're not allowed to stop. Is that correct, Tim?
Yeah, yes, correct. I mean, that was the theme of the week, is that break to the walk, right? I had that all over the place. A little deep on that one.
1, 2, and he rated after that, right?
Yep. I think I watched this in the raining one time, and they said every time a horse comes out, you have to be prepared that could be your winner. Okay, that
absolutely right.
When that horse jumped, especially in the senior finals of trail or reining, that first one could be a winner. So your pencil has to be ready to play the game. If I can assure you, each obstacle is +1.5. If you wanted to, you can justify it. And he, just because I know the scores, he was one of your first goes that was really scored high. Okay. And, I'm reading something, sorry about that, but I'm encouraged, that all the judges went out there and scored it like that.
Right.
And that's important. I mean, props, if Dan's out there listening, props to my 5 judges that did the senior, because I was brutal to them the 2 nights before this. They judged 220 rounds for 15, 16 hours, and that was just brutal. And hopefully we fix that for next year. And then, so I think when you come back and you got 20 great horses, and the card starts open again, let's play, let's judge. It's kind of a breath of fresh air for a new pattern after you saw one for 200 times and to go score something, especially when they're so great. And these riders and horses are super great. I can't say how much I appreciate them, and it makes my game have to keep going forward too, right?
Right. Well, and let's talk a little bit about which we're going to go to our second place horse here, but the one that ends up winning it wasn't going in leading it.
No, he was at 12th. He was tied for 12th.
So, I mean, again, these judges have watched 200 goes, and by the end of that night, they're trailed out. But kudos to them to be able to turn around, get a great night's sleep, a full day, and then say, okay, we're ready to lock and load. And obviously, if your 12th place horse comes up and wins it, and you think he won it under 4 judges, I mean, that's just great judging. I'm sorry, I don't know what other way to say it. That's just great judging.
Well,
right?
how about,
nobody had any preconceived notions going into that finals. They judged what they saw.
From the prelims to the finals, it was a deck of cards getting shuffled. I mean, I'll prop Rooster one more time. Rooster was 4th. He was, I think, 4th in the shootout.
Yeah. That's right. You're right.
He had to do a shootout to make it to the finals too. So, props to Rooster for that too.
I think Rooster just likes to show his durability, because he's like, I don't want to go back in just one go. I think I want to show it again.
And then Tori was eighth out of the prelims. Okay.
Yeah.
She's 8th, and again, Tori and Colton, they only showed one horse, one chance, right?
Right.
So
right.
props
Yeah,
to
true.
you, right?
Yeah.
So
So let's run our second place horse, Miss Tori Roderick.
Dodge, Iowa.
Flashing all the girls, I think is this horse's name.
stop. So I'm going to say what I said in the commentary. Tori was the first person out to walk this course that morning. Okay.
Oh yeah,
First person.
yeah. Definitely
And then
talk
she-
about this.
And then she walked it like 4 or 5 times. I go. "What are
And
you
why
doing?"
why did she do that, Tim?
Because she went off course last year. I hate to tell her that, but I knew she knows. But I mean, she was so I'm gonna get my bearings here. I'm gonna know exactly where I'm going. And she was the last one off the course that day, right? That morning when we walked. And so much props to you, Tori, for gutting it out and focusing so much and for you and Jess. I mean, super great for both of you two. Okay, so great job. Now you can go. Sidebar.
Iowa.
As Blake leaves on his third horse, I think.
Yeah, right. I think Tori has the right attitude for this class. Like she'll just get pumped up and get mad and I'm going to do this, right? And that's kind of what you need, a little grit for this thing. What a wonderful horse this is too.
So I want to comment a little bit on this is a little different style.
Yeah, for sure.
We talk about the control that these riders have. Tori has the same amount of control for sure, right? Her hands down in the middle. This horse just kind of gives that appearance. Like this horse truly loves this event. Now I'm not saying the others don't at all.
I think there's so much effort there.
Just like you watch this horse and pick up his feet, and I don't know because I wasn't there live who had ticks and who didn't have ticks. We're extending that trot now. Again, Tori's making it look easy.
A lot of slack. She's got a lot of rain there.
Yep. Again, we saw Blake have that little chip there. That horse just took that. We're coming back to our jog a little bit. That horse knows where his feet are. It's just
robotic. That's what I like. Just being a machine out there, but looking happy doing it.
Yeah, his expression. He's like licking his chops almost as he's going around here, right?
It's like Trailman, bring it, bring your game to me.
Another
simple, right?
Met that right on cue. First spot was spot on.
I got to tell you, we've seen 4 great goes so far. There was a few mistakes in this course on some other horses. It's not as easy as these 4 make it look.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Middle there, I noticed.
Yep.
Middle, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Going for a 3.
Yeah.
A long 5.
But that's just her knowing that horse's length of stride, and she put him right in the right spot. Got out of it.
It's like the moment of truth, right? Can you make these 2 turns right here?
You just watch this horse. Watch this horse's ears, and just like he's enjoying his job, but he's also, you can see one ear come back on Tori, and the other one like, okay, where's that pole? It's fun to watch.
Like it's such a better view for me this way compared to being behind him, where Troy and I were watching it from.
Yeah, he's kind of a right ear horse. He always bring his right ear back to her a little bit. Again, this horse is, Like his head, neck, his nose, right, it stays right there. It's not up and down. He's just happy right in the position that she's got him.
You know, I think just for everyone at home, what a fun opportunity is just to watch some nice trail horses.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I like and stuff like that. What's Mr. Barton saying?
He said laying out the course. We'll talk about it when she gets done here. Because I think it's something we need to touch on before we watch our winning run. Yes, that horse just follows her so nicely.
Just march home.
Big step.
Trust, right? Trust.
Yeah.
I'm almost there, right? Love that. Great job.
She says, Awesome.
Check.
You know, just different style. And I don't know what the score difference was between second and third and fourth, or second and fifth, or whatever. I don't have that in front of me. Maybe you do, but so cool. So cool to see the different styles. So Robert Barton says, laying the course out is the biggest part of it all. If you gave the course to someone else, it would not be laid out the same. So for those of you that don't know, tell who Robert is.
Oh, Robert Barton, he supplies all the poles and he comes out in the mornings and helps me set, which I really appreciate. And for sure, you know, there's those corners I was telling you about, the one on the right upper corner that you got to get right so the judges can see it. And then you got to tweak. I was having a little trouble with that extended trot, but I fit it in there so you could see it and show it at the same time. I almost got in trouble, and then how far I push him up against that wall, you know, for that jog to lope. So, you know, 25 years, heck, I mean, that's experience. And I know there was 1 year I couldn't see it, and Robert knows that. You know,
I remember that too. I remember that.
I just did not see that that last piece, and I couldn't find I was running out of space. I was panicking, like, damn, I can't see how I'm gonna put this all in here.
Yeah.
But I mean, this course laid out pretty well. It, like I said, it really did its job. It's always good to have good equipment to work with. I appreciate you, Robert, that you always let me have all my poles and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm sure some people really don't like the social distancing poles, but they did their job too, though.
Yeah, Robert put a lot of man hours into those social distancing poles, so I'm glad you've used the heck out of them. And I'm proud because he's training up the next generation. Because I saw on Facebook the last morning that you set up, that he was there. Excuse me, I had to sneeze there a second. That his little boy was with him in the truck. He's always there. He's like, Dad, I don't want to miss the last day. So training. Someone's in training right there, Tim.
I know. He's like Carson, asks all the questions all the time. Oh my God. Good. Glad he's there. Glad he's there for sure.
All right, let's bring it. The timing has actually worked out perfect. Here we go with our world champion, level 3 in the senior trail. Colton Lusa, and Betting I'm Best, I believe, is the horse.
Betting I'm Best. Congratulations, too. Here we go.
So this is actually a run I have not seen yet, Tim. This is the
funny.
First time.
I watched it twice. Yeah, I watched it twice.
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Wow.
Just tell me what you see. I'm gonna stand back a little bit.
Not move through that whole thing. And again, I always give Colton tons of props. This guy can show. I mean, he sits up so well, stays in the middle of his horse very well, and I'm pretty sure he's trained this horse from the beginning.
Yeah.
And so he knows this horse so well. Pushing that extended trot. Again, just from the sheer appearance of it, how he's what I'll call marketing himself here. There's no fear in his body expression whatsoever. He's in complete control. Look at his horse's ears, though, too. He's in control, but his horse doesn't look like he's not willing to be controlled here, right?
So my little 2 cents is he's staying in the moment. Always staying in the moment of every set of poles that's coming up to him, not getting too far ahead of the wood. He's kind of staying, making sure the back legs are clearing. Then he's going on to the next segment.
Yeah. I liken it to like a 2-minute drill that you've practiced as a football team.
Yeah.
You know, you get the ball with minute 50 left, you have a plan. If you get the ball left with a minute 30, you know what plays you're going to run. You know the Tom Brady. So you've done this. Like, I believe Colton has probably practiced this in his head, a couple of times as he's gone, more than a couple, I'm being facetious, as he's getting to every spot on this course is the way I liken it, Like everything just looks like, yep, he knows that he's going to throw the ball out there and that receiver's going to run up under it. You know what I mean? Like, look at how easy those 5 steps were.
Well, it's teamwork too, right? It's your teamwork.
5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 4, 5, like 5, 5, 5, 5, all the way through there. You saw him steer where he needed to steer to get it. Horse stopped, willing, not surprised. Here we go with the side pass. And no jockeying around here. It just looks like I need your hip to move. I need your front end to move. Steer the front end around. Very nice.
Sometimes the longer you wait, the harder it gets. Like, that's where inches are, right here on that left front leg.
I mean that fetlock was close to that block, wasn't it?
Inches,
Yeah.
not 1 inch, right? I thought I saw, because this video is slow for me, I thought there was one quick step in that back through that I didn't like so much, but same thing like Blake, he caught up to it.
Yeah,
Didn't make a mess.
yeah. Agreed.
I mean, he stabilized real fast.
Really
Love
good
the finish.
transition to the walk. Can turn either way.
Let's do this, right? Let's walk home. 5 poles left, baby. Let's do it. Half step, and then here we go. Got his lead right foot going. 2 more. 1 more. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait before I pet, and I'm gonna pet. Nice. Nice
And
job.
he's going out of there, and you can just see the respect that he has for his competitors as he's going out of there. You don't see him throw his hat in the air like, although I'm sure that probably may have been his best run he's ever had. I don't know. Maybe it isn't. But on that kind of stage, maybe it is. And so, you don't know with that level of competition, how can you trot out of that pen feeling like you just won this thing? Now, maybe he felt like he gave himself a chance to win it, but to feel like you won that thing. We don't call the scores. He doesn't know, because I think he went towards the end, did he not?
Yeah, I think it was 12 to go. 12 to go.
Oh, okay. So there were still quite a few before him or after him. But it's just
I thought Vito too.
because I hadn't seen that run before, and I know now that he'd already won it, right? And so when he left, he pet his horse like I see him pet 100 times when I've judged him or seen him show, right? So it wasn't like, I mean, I'm sure the level of excitement may have hit him when he was driving on his way back to Connecticut. I don't know, but it just, like, to understand what he just did, 200 horses showed, and you're the last one standing in the arena. That is monstrous, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, as I was saying back to Vito, right? It's Vito's horse too. And how about if you're the owner watching that, right? Like you're watching your partner show this and holding your breath that last pull, and I'm so excited for both of them. They both deserve it. He owns boxers too, so that's a good thing.
Ah, very good. All right, we'll give you that. And kudos to Whitney, huh?
Yeah.
Whitney, his partner, his business partner. I mean, what a cool year. What a way to end your first year in business together.
Yeah, for sure.
That's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome.
Super. I mean, and when I was watching when they were getting their trophy, Whitney was down there filming and taking pictures for the team and stuff like that. So, I mean, Whitney, great job, great teamwork. You guys were on go back and listen to their show. They had a great show just a couple weeks ago before the World Show. I mean, what a way to put a partnership together.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You want to do that last piece of words, the second and first? Show it to him.
So what?
Show that little piece of the awards we had. He deserves it.
I didn't know we had this. Yeah, let's do it. With the sound. Yeah, we don't need to size boots, Kona.
Bobby, we'll come see you soon.
Yeah, Bobby Smith.
Hi, Meg.
Your title sponsor, Farnham. Each year, we recognize year-end High Point winners, $88,
Can we cut that?
along with $996 in the jackpot, third place in the NSBA. Congratulations.
That's third. My bad. Yeah, this is good.
Props to Tori.
Sold by Carolyn Cavallo from Gillespie, Illinois. Congratulations.
How about standing in line? Standing in line.
Now placing second, and our reserve world champion for 2020 in the Farnham Level 3 Senior Trail. Congratulate number 1526, Flashing All the Girls, shown by Tori Roderick. Lee, New Hampshire, owned by Marie France Dehan.
Yeah.
Bred by
And at
Robert
that
Carew,
point, I
signed by
still
Zips
don't
Chocolate
think
Chip, that
Colton
has Miss Flaming Flash.
He didn't
Second
know what to
place
do,
in
you
the
know?
NSBA
He's just
as
like,
well. A reserve champion with a score of 233.
it's such a huge feat right there. I just can't blame him, you know? Go ahead, you can keep rolling.
In the jackpot. Receiving as well the
I would
custom design
you know,
silver
I
trophy.
said props to
Reserve
Jess
world
too, because I see
champion
Jess
ribbon,
coming on here.
Reserve world
Good job,
champion
Jess.
buckle, sponsored by the American Quarter Horse Journal, and the Reserve World Champion
Takes
patch as
a
well.
team.
Congratulations.
Takes a team no matter what.
Reserve World Champion in Farnham Level 3 Senior Trail, Flashing All the Girls, shown by Tori Roderick from Lee, New
Well, I
Hampshire,
think
owned by Marie
Colton's got
France
his
Dehan.
crew, that's for sure.
He deserves it.
Now, ladies and gentlemen,
What do I do?
congratulations. Your
What do I do?
2020 World Champion in Senior Trail, entry number 3164. World Champion, Bet 9 Best, shown by Colton L'Souza, Killingworth, Connecticut.
Right.
Owned by Vito Latini,
Priceless
Killingsworth,
moments.
Connecticut.
Yeah.
Bred by Shane David. Sorry by RL Best of Sudden. The name is You Bet I'm a Tigress. And our world champion with a score of 236 and 1/2. Receiving $6,411, $1,660 in our jackpot. Placing first in the NSBA, our world champion receiving the custom designed gold championship trophy, the world champion buckle, the championship neck wreath, 100 pounds of new trainer feed, the world champion patch as well. Congratulations, world champion in the Farnham Senior Trail. Congratulations, Bet 9 Best. And Colton L'Souza, owned by Vito Latini
For the 236 and a half,
from
and takes
Connecticut.
237 to make the top 15.
So I'm just, how many obstacles did you have?
And again,
I cheated. I had 11 in the finals, 12 in the prelims.
11 in the finals.
12
So
in
that's
prelims.
16
Point, yeah.
16 and a half points over 70. Right?
Yeah. It was 16. Yeah, right. Correct.
No, 26 points. 36, so 26 points. So
We
that
had to score.
if he marked
We
a
had to
30,
score. Right. He had a 70. Oops. A 79, a 78 and a half, a 79 and a half, a 78, and 79.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
there's 11
crazy.
obstacles. So you have to plus 1, plus 1.5. You know, all day
Yeah,
long.
yeah, and you know, again, we didn't hear any ticks, so we're not sure exactly, you know, what penalties he had. We didn't study his score sheet, but
You know, the scores don't matter. You know, he won it. Proud of him. You know, great 5 rack of horses that we saw there. The 20 were a great bunch of horses. Okay.
Yeah.
Just to make it that far off the 200. Trust me.
yeah, yep,
That
yep,
That was brutal.
absolutely,
But-
absolutely.
Hopefully we find a better way to make that class next year and stuff like that. But because I don't want to go through that day again. That day was
Well,
tough.
But kudos to
4:30.
AQHA.
Yeah, for sure.
Applause to AQHA, and I give a lot of applause to a lot of my friends and fellow competitors that gave so much praise to AQHA, and understanding and knowing that this show was the largest ever, and what they were able to do and accomplish and not make it all as big of a undertaking as it was. AQHA made it pretty simple.
While we were doing this class, maybe it was during the awards, we were already talking about how to fix it.
Nice.
That was just funny. Like people were texting me and calling me, like, how do we make that prelims a little less stressful and stuff like that?
Yeah.
A couple ideas came up. I don't want to mention them yet, but right away we're already trying to make it better. That's what I love, you know.
Well, and we are, again, for those of you that weren't here at the beginning, we're going to be having a show recapping the AQHA World Show with staff, with, I believe, the CEO as well will be coming on with us, and Gino, chairman of the Professional Horsemen's, a judge, some exhibitors. We really want to give some props where props are due for AQHA putting on a great event.
Tori shows up now.
There you are. There you are,
Hi,
Tori.
Tori. After all the props we
yeah.
Now you came after we said everything about you?
Yeah.
Wow.
So now, yeah, she doesn't know whether we talked crap about her or we were.
No, we gave you a lot of props. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Congratulations,
Tori. Dan, great job if you're still watching on judging this event. Man, what a tough event to judge with so many nice horses and riders for sure. Kona, give us some music, man.
Bring us out.
All right, everybody. So we're not sure what Wednesday's going to bring yet. With Tim and I still a little bit under the weather, we're just trying to piece what we can together. But as you can see, we won't disappoint. We'll keep you guys up and up to date the best we can, and let you know what we can bring to you for the rest of this week. And then, of course, we told you what we're going to be doing in 2 weeks.
Kona, we'll see you tomorrow.
So everybody, have a safe week. Have a safe Tuesday. Happy belated Thanksgiving, by the way. I didn't mention that. Happy belated Thanksgiving. I hope everybody ate to full like I did. And so we will see you guys Wednesday. Have a great night. If you're driving, Tori, stay safe while you're driving. Peace out.